What's up YouTubers? On today's topic, we're gonna answer to the question if wearing a mask will protect you from catching the COVID-19. And the answer to that question is
Hey, it's me, Takyo. This is what Montreal downtown looks like right now. This is rush hour time and there's usually 10 times the car right now. And guys, welcome to Place des Festivals in downtown Montreal. This place usually would be packed with students and workers who just want to chill by the end of the day here. Somewhere in March, they transformed this whole thing here into a COVID-19 screening test. They would test here 2,500 people per day. Along the road here, it would be a drive-through test. Within a month, they test about 26,000 people here. The result would come within 48 hours to 72 hours. All that was free. Alright, now let's get one thing out of the way. This big hole here. No, but seriously, I mean, I'm not an expert at health, so I had to dig through a lot of articles. So most of my information come from trusted sources like the World Health Organization or the Center of Disease and Control, healthline.com. I'm gonna link all the sources in the description box so you guys can go and read it if you guys wish to. So here's the thing.
COVID-19 is a respiratory virus, and as such, it is transmitted between people by respiratory droplets. That means
speaking moistly on them. Oh, what a terrible image.
Sneezing or coughing. The idea here is larger droplets of virus are expelled from the infected person and travel to the other. That's why the CDC, Center Disease of Control, recommend that we keep a safe distance of 6 feet between each other. But then again, scientists doesn't agree. Some say that it could be more than 6 feet. The 6 feet actually, it's more of a guideline, and it's not a safe guarantee that if you stay at 6 feet, you will not be infected. Some scientists believe that with the help of the airflow, larger droplet can travel further than 6 feet to reach the other host. And this brings me to the second ways of transmission, which is aerosol transmission. And this one, it's highly debatable. The New England Journal of Medicine pulled out a study that the virus could be viable in the air for up to 3 hours. But still, the sample of the virus that they used in the lab was highly concentrated, so it might not reflect the real world. In this case, aerosol transmission, it's not confirmed. Now the third way of transmission, it's by contact. That means if the viral particle are expelled from a host, let's say if I sneeze, I cough in my hand and then I touch a surface. A second person comes into contact with that surface and scratch their nose, eyes or mouth, then that could lead to the spread of the virus. I would also like to add that the virus can stay on the cardboard for up to 24 hours and on plastic and metal surface 2 to 3 days. This is why it is so important for us to wash our hands frequently and disinfect area where we come into contact every day. Now that we have a better understanding of how the virus is transmitted, let's see how the mask works. So this is a surgical mask. It is intended to protect the wearer from bodily fluid. Also, the infected person could wear this and avoid spreading more of their virus. Even more, some people are asymptomatic. That means they are infected but show no symptom. Not knowing that you could be infected, wearing these type of mask in a public area or any kind of mask would definitely slow down the propagation of the virus. With all that said, surgical masks are good at protecting you if someone's
speaking moistly
on you. But they are loose fit. That means they are not designed to protect you from the airborne particle. And that brings me to the second mask. And this is a respirator mask, better known as N95. It is designed to filter the small particle in the air by forming a tight cell over your nose and around your mouth. Very important for you to shave before wearing this mask. Now the N95 means that it will block 95% of the smoke particle in the air, unlike the surgical mask who only block the bodily fluid. Now I want to stress out on the fact that our healthcare workers and first responders receive a proper training just to wear these N95. So if you have one and you don't know how to wear them, you're gonna end up wasting such a precious material that could be so useful for a first responder. And unfortunately, I'm not a professional, so I cannot teach you how to wear these type of masks, but let's see how we wear the regular mask.
How to put on, use, take off, and dispose of a mask. For putting on a mask, wash hands with alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. 2. Cover mouth and nose with mask and make sure there are no gaps between your face and the mask. Avoid touching the mask while using it. If you do, clean your hands with alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. 3. Replace the mask with a new one as soon as it is damp and do not reuse single-use masks. 4. To remove the mask, remove it from behind. Do not touch the front of mask. Discard immediately in a closed bin. Wash hands with alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water.
So now that we understand how the virus is transmitted and how the mask works, the answer to the question if you should wear the mask become pretty much obvious. We're gonna answer to the question if wearing a mask will protect you from catching the COVID-19. And the answer to that question is yes, if you do understand two things. First, wearing a mask will protect the other from you, the person who's wearing the mask. It will slow down the transmission, and that's why it is so important for you to wear a mask in a public area. Now, second thing, if you work in an environment where there might be an infected person, like or nurses or doctor who works in the hospital, in that case, yes, the mask will be super helpful to protect you from catching the COVID-19. And the best one to use would be the N95. But then again, you need to have the knowledge to correctly wear the mask. If not, you're gonna waste such a precious material that it would be better to leave it to our professional workers. Now the danger here is when you become too confident while wearing the mask and do not respect social distancing. The best practice would be wearing the mask, doing social distancing, washing your hand often, and in that case, yes, definitely be helpful. I hope you learned something from the vlog of today. If you did, click on the like button and subscribe to our channel. We see you guys in the next one.